we live?
We're live.
Hey! Episode 3.
Here we go.
What's today's date?
Today, it's the 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
I knew that off the top of my
Christmas
head.
Eves.
Very
Darn
close.
it, she beat me to
He was saying that before we started. He's like, guys, it's Christmas Eve.
I didn't even
He
do
was so
that.
excited about it.
Yeah.
it. Think about like if you were to say that in July. Like, hey guys,
Oh,
he did this.
Lordy.
how many Eves would that take?
Why don't you go ahead and count? You count and we'll
Alright.
do the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there eating.
See smoke coming
The
out
next
my ears.
hour.
That,
Like doing nothing.
that Keurig's really loud.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It can't pick
It's like
it.
You know.
white noise.
It can't
Yep.
pick it up.
Oh,
don't be-
Mary just got up to quiet it and now
It
it's quiet.
quieted. It knew she was coming.
All right, so here are the two things we have on the docket for today.
All right.
Is everyone's phones on silent, by the way?
I
Mine's
think
on.
you have the biggest problem with that. So if yours is on silent, I think
I
I'd be
turned
fine.
mine all the way up.
Shut up. Shut up.
I did
Yes,
not. I did
that
not
is
call Tim. By the
so
way, that wasn't a
Perfect.
prank.
Is everybody's phone on? Tim's phone immediately rings.
I feel so convicted every
It's
Monday
always-
morning when my phone tells me how much time in the week
I hate it.
I have looked.
Dude, what was yours this past week?
It's sad. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours.
Dude,
in a
mine was
day.
5 hours screen time.
How's that possible?
Mine's an
That's
hour.
not possible.
Mine's an hour and a half a day. I'm not on my phone.
Dude, 5 hours for me, and that's a lot.
Whoa. An hour and a half you're not?
No,
on
an
your
hour
phone?
and a half every
A day on your
yeah,
phone.
of a day.
Oh, that would be great for me.
But
I'm-
so I grew up in a big family. There's 5 of us, and I grew up with all brothers, and they are loud. And moving out, like I've been out of the house 6 years, and I just need white noise in the background.
Yeah.
So I'll put on YouTube vlogs and just have them
You know,
playing in the
yeah.
kitchen, because
That's not
That
my
makes
excuse.
sense.
Like, I love my phone.
Oh, I love my phone too, but
Yeah.
it makes me feel a little bit better when I see that number. Like, well, how much of that was
That's
actually?
a good point.
Yeah.
And Mary's not kidding, because the family that she grew up in, and I know a couple of those brothers. I didn't really know Isaiah that well, but I would experience Isaiah.
Yeah.
The one time I was at your house, and I forget what it was for, but I was at your house. They set something on fire.
A regular occurrence.
Yeah, they were like pyro.
People will say this to me, and not in a mean way, but just like, I just can't. Or Cameron, you said this the other day. Like, I forget you came from your family, or I forget you go with
Yeah.
your family. Like, very, very
Hey,
like.
I said that about Peter and his family.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Hey,
a
let's
different
talk about
experience.
Peter.
Nah, let's not.
No, but that is true. And I think we said this last podcast, but you have a twin.
Yeah.
I don't know anything really about John.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, I know Evan the best.
Yeah.
Out of them all. Is he married?
He is.
Whoa.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Evan McKenzie.
Please.
Good job,
Julia
Evan.
Gray.
This is
But
what
shout
makes
out
me
to
think
you
of
guys.
Evan.
Sick invite.
I would do something he would like, and he'd go on, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I-
yeah. They all have their catchphrases,
Yeah.
which
Go
I
on,
really,
son.
I really like.
Yeah.
My brothers are very themselves. Like, just they are who they are. I
Oh,
really respect it.
I love that.
Yeah, I really admire them. I like them.
It's cool. So, okay, phone's on silent.
Yep.
You're the only one who that
And
applies
it
to.
happens at the beginning of every podcast. Literally all 3 of them.
My
I'm pretty
phone
sure
rings
your phone's
non-
run.
Listen, let me tell that back.
It's rough to be loved.
Ooh.
No, I'm not,
Dude,
though. I'm
bro.
not.
That's Peter always is like, I got so many texts I gotta respond to. I'm like, man, popularity is such a burden, isn't it, Peter?
Peter, are you popular?
No. I don't know. I can't say that. Can I say that?
Well,
I don't know if I am, but I don't think I could.
I think you're enjoyable. I think people enjoy you and like want to hang out with you.
I don't
Right?
think- No.
Tim's making a face like I don't know. Okay.
I'm calling my shot right now. Peter and Mary get married in 5 years.
No.
That's not even funny.
I'm not being funny. I've been saying this since 2010.
So
no.
Peter's dad walked into my office. Can I tell this story?
Sure, I don't care.
Peter's dad walked into my office. I was 19, had just started at the church. He's got 3 sons, and he walks in. I don't even know this
19
man.
years old.
And he
Bro.
said, "You can pick one of my sons to marry."
I was like
Whoa.
12.
You were like 6.
I was not 6.
You were.
When you were 19?
No, I moved here when I was 6.
Oh, how old are you now?
19.
Yeah, so he
Okay,
Very-
so there's 8 years between us.
You were
So-
11.
You were 11.
Okay, I was far off.
11.
I was 11.
11. He
Yeah.
was.
I didn't even know who Mary was.
She thought
and
you
then
were 6.
and then my dad gets
No,
home.
but the
and
other
I-
boys were
Go
too
ahead.
close to my age, and so I was like, I'm just gonna make it funny and say the little. He was small for his age though, so.
Didn't
What do you mean
Rhonda,
was?
his mom, say we had to
Okay,
stop
shut up.
joking?
Rhonda sat me down one day and she said, "I've never let Alan joke about this, except for with you."
And for those that are listening, Rhonda is Peter's mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rhonda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if
I
you don't know Rhonda Shear, you're just doing life wrong.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get home one day, or my dad gets home, and he's like,
So hot.
I don't know if he was the one that told me, but somehow I just find out like I'm engaged. And I'm like,
It was like
I-
the joke in the office.
It
I don't
was.
know why.
I was like, cool. I didn't do anything to get this, but sweet.
So I think what you two need to do
No.
Uh-oh.
is make
This is not even funny.
When you turn,
Cam-
if you're both
This is
40
not
and not
even
married,
funny.
what are we waiting
This
on?
is not
You know?
funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
Tim, can you pull the mic closer to you?
Yeah, I can.
Actually,
I'm not
could
trying
you
to be
push
funny.
it further
Wait,
away,
hold-
like way.
All right, we'll move on.
Hold on.
We'll move on
Let's-
because
Let's move on to the seasonal.
oh yes, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
So
So
you got farther away.
sometimes did it?
Yeah.
Just pull
There
it.
we
yeah,
go.
Right there,
it
right
is.
there. That's
It's so
Get
close that
cozy.
when I look at you, you're all just. So sometimes I like to play the game. Like I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but sometimes I like to say either Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays just to get a rise out of certain people.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Is it?
Whoa.
Okay,
Because
I think
well,
Mary's
you
just
know.
People
triggered right
lose
now.
their
Yeah, Mary's
minds
not.
when they hear Happy Holidays. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No.
That doesn't mean I
Wait,
don't.
Do you
really?
love Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Whoa.
love
Then
Jesus.
you cannot say Happy Holidays.
You
Fight.
think so?
No,
What about
I
Merry?
think totally you can.
What about Merry
I don't-
Xmas?
Ew.
Oh, that's
Ew.
That's just laziness.
That's
like
just
that's
I
nothing
thought
to
that
do
was
with
just a typing
Christianity.
thing.
get
Nobody
behind
says
me, Satan.
Xmas.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Wait,
Sometimes I'll say Xmas.
I don't.
You literally out loud will say Xmas.
Have you?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever met someone that actually cares about this? Like
Oh,
I've
I
seen it
mean,
on the
Yes.
internet.
Tons.
Yes.
Who?
How?
Who are
My
these
mom,
people? Really?
Wait.
Donald
Beth.
Trump.
no,
met
he
Donald
doesn't.
Trump?
I saw him from afar with my own eyes.
That's kind of creepy.
I'm sorry.
Well, he spoke at a graduation I was at, and I watched
Oh,
him
true.
at Liberty.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
when he
I was
like
there.
quoted a verse from the Bible.
Oh yeah, what did he say? 2 Chronicles. he was reading from scripture and he talked about 2 Chronicles.
That's our president, folks.
Love that.
But
Fun
yeah,
fact.
so
That's hot.
so here's what I would love to hear from you guys. I'm the only one with children.
Okay.
I'm assuming everyone in this room one day wants to have children.
I don't think Cameron does.
I
What?
say keep it at 2 man to man, and I'm sold.
Wait,
That's
what?
what I
Man to
said. I
man.
said I'm tapping out after 2.
Yeah,
Two
there's
man
no
to man.
reason to have more than that.
I like.
No.
I'm so surprised you said that.
2, maybe 3.
No.
Like how do
I
you
wouldn't
know
go
it? How
above
do you know
3.
more than 2 kids, 2 or 3 kids?
That's
Like
true.
how do you
Oh.
know them and invest in
That
them?
that
and-
should be one whole podcast just right there, knowing what's like. I would love to talk to Alan Shear and be like, "Do you think you know your kid?"
Oh,
Whoa.
man. Okay, yeah, that does sound like. And some people have the
Savage.
capacity to do it. I don't.
No, I don't think I do
I don't have
either.
the capacity. I
No.
don't have financially. I just know my limit.
I mean, if you plan on having more than like 4, you're not gonna be
Does anybody?
rich.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Oh.
forget money.
I
Really
have
after.
2, and I can already
I
tell
feel
you
like
all my
once-
money goes. To them. I look
We
at them
talked
all
about
the
that last
time and say,
podcast.
Judah,
Yeah.
Levi, do you know how rich I would be if it wasn't for you two?
and I love y'all a lot. Worth it.
Now
Do you
eat your
s-
bowl
I
of
hope-
cereal.
Boom.
Man, this feels like deja vu.
So
'cause
everyone
you said
wants
that
I'm
kids.
sorry.
Everybody's
No,
gonna
it's
have
fine.
kids, or has kids. You have kids.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have kids.
I want to hear from you guys about your whole take on Santa Claus. Like, are you going to help them believe in it, or are you going to make them think it's just hogwash
I don't get the point.
of Santa?
I never
No.
believed in Santa.
I never. Well, we didn't like grow up with him. You know, in our house.
My family did.
He was always in the house like across from us, not in our house.
Oh, so he never came down the chimney?
Nah,
You didn't leave out cookies?
that was our first mistake, but there were a lot that followed.
What do you
After
mean?
that
Your
one.
first mistake?
We didn't have a chimney.
Well, he could come down like
Boom.
a metal pipe in
Got
the
him.
roof. Like he always.
Oh,
he's
like
Santa.
that Tim Allen movie where he
Bro,
gets like where he shrinks down.
how
into
good
the-
is that movie?
It's really bad. It's a really bad movie.
What?
I love it, but it's an awful movie. The
Oh,
movie-
okay. I can.
There's like
I can
6
agree with
times
that.
where a reindeer farts, and that's the joke. Is like the reindeer farts.
Yeah, farts are hilarious. All right. Anyways,
All
Mary,
right.
I want to
But-
hear from you first. What is that going to be like in your household one day with littles?
So I was one of those weird kids. We did not believe in Santa. My parents were very explicit. Santa's not real.
Oh.
So I was about 8 when But I just thought, like, that's cute. My parents don't know. They don't have the power to believe. So I believed in Santa while my parents, like, never got a gift from Santa, never like saw Santa.
No.
Everybody's saying around me like Santa's not real. But I was 8 before I came down one morning, Christmas morning, and went up to my mom and said, yeah, you know, you're right. Santa doesn't exist. And she just kind of looked at me like, we don't know how to parent you.
Whoa. That's funny.
Interesting.
So probably
Dang.
will not tell my kids. I probably will not tell them that Santa's real. Like, they'll probably get gifts from Santa. Like, it's a fun tradition. But
Yeah.
I will not be shocked if one of my kids ends up weird and is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be.
does their own thing.
Okay, so your stance is they're going to know it's make-believe, but we can still enjoy it.
Yeah. And I think, like, there's a lot of things you can't control about a kid. And so to just tell them, like,
That's
Santa's
true.
not real, but it's a fun tradition and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Will you go
Yeah.
through with all the traditional things, like leaving the cookies in the mail?
Yeah, I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like an excuse to make cookies with your kids. Like, why wouldn't that be fun?
Good. Okay.
I mean,
true.
do you need an excuse? Can't you just make them like, hey kids, you want to make cookies?
You know, my wife
they'll always
actually
be
made
like-
gluten-free homemade cookies last night, and they were actually good.
I love that you use the word actually.
Savage.
No, because
So many
gluten-free
times.
food is the
Gross.
worst.
No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, shout out the gluten-free people, because your life is
Sucks.
Bro.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go that far, but like
Well,
I'm
I
thinking
will.
of, like Brady Madsen. I used to make fun of Brady Madsen all the time for being
He's gluten-free?
gluten-free.
Yeah.
And I
He
think
works
the
at a
Lord
biscuit
purposely
place, too.
gave me a gluten-free
Bro.
kid.
Yeah.
I'm reaping what I sowed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I eat Judas stuff,
Gross.
and it's awful, and he's scarfing it down.
Gross.
Oh, I know. I hate it for him. I really do.
We didn't do sugar, wheat, eggs,
What?
milk, food coloring until I was 5 years old.
Dude, I didn't do dairy, sugar, or gluten. So I was like 3.
you had.
So
I
I
ex-
was like 11.
All
and
I
then
ate was
went back on
McDonald's.
it.
I exclusively ate dairy, sugar, and gluten. That's
We went
all
to
I
Dairy
ate.
Queen and McDonald's
Are you
nonstop.
kidding? Wow.
Bro.
Yeah.
Funny.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
That's interesting.
yeah, I don't know.
So that you were raised that way, but you don't live that way.
Well, I mean, I should sometimes. Well, not sometimes. I should. I feel good if I eat healthy.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't eat like cheese
Ugh.
or gluten or sugar.
Okay,
Oops.
boys, what's your take?
Should I
On
go?
kids or
What?
No, Santa.
Telling your
Santa.
kids about Santa.
With your
like,
future kids
is
together.
that a thing you're going to
okay,
do?
stop.
Do you agree with what Mary said?
No. No, I'll
What?
disagree. So,
oh,
yeah, so
Uh-oh.
no, I have
That makes-
nothing.
what did I say that
You
just right?
exclusively ruined my whatever.
No, I love what you said. Now I want to know what, because Peter says he disagrees with you, and I want to know why.
Ooh.
No, I was never mind.
People
Okay,
can't see
so
my face, but it's bad.
so I have nothing against Santa. But I don't
That's
see
good.
the point of him unless he was real. Like if he was real, I'd be like, that's chill. But since he's not real, I think we
I
should
thought
just
he was based off a real
What are
person.
you saying?
Yeah, he is.
Saint Nicholas.
Yeah.
No, if there was actually a person who like came and delivered gifts, that'd be
Well,
cool.
duh. Like then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like then it's just
Exactly, but
he
since
actually
there's not,
exists.
I don't think. I just don't see the need for one. Like
what
I
do you
probably
need a
wouldn't be the
Christmas tree
tradition-
for?
I don't want a Christmas tree either.
no.
Oh, I hate you.
No, that's
Whoa.
What is
So
wrong
in the
with
Shear
you?
house right now, is there a Christmas tree?
yeah, but that's not my choosing.
The elders brought it over.
What in the
His
They
parents
did.
didn't even bring it.
Because they're like, you
The
need a
elders?
Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Legit, yeah.
yeah.
Dude.
What?
Oh my.
What have the elders done for you, Tim?
That's a great
Besides
question.
giving you a
That's
job.
what my what
Yeah.
meant. Like, why aren't they doing that for me?
No.
So you're not gonna have a Christmas tree,
No,
no, Santa
okay, so
Claus,
Christmas
no
tree-
joy or happiness.
Yeah,
Christmas-
seriously.
I hate
Whoa.
that. That's
And
awful.
where are you gonna draw the line? Like, are you gonna look at your kids and be like, "Those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're fake.
Right.
You
No.
can't enjoy the
Do you know
one
how-
turtle
do you know
running
how
around
important-
New York."
Hold on.
But do you know how important imagination is?
Star
to the
Wars will
development
never
of children?
happen
I
in
Yeah,
real
love
life
Darth
ever.
Vader.
imagination.
Made up. False.
I feel like
Not correct.
Fake
I
news.
offended a lot of people. Are you done talking?
Yes.
Cool.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I feel like I've offended a lot of people just now. And
I mean,
I don't
I'm
feel
just,
bad about
I'm
that.
I'm not
grieving for your
offended.
children.
I just feel bad for you. But
No.
keep going.
I like how a Christmas tree looks. I don't know. It's weird. Like I don't hold on to like I don't care about Christmas decorations or Christmas tree or even presents or Santa or even like sweet cookies at Christmas. Like,
I
It's-
can't.
it's
with
weird.
this.
I need to go. I'm about to go off.
and I don't know why,
Dude, listen.
but I don't.
So are you
Because
like
you're
that with every cultural holiday?
Kind of. I just don't care. That sounds awful. Wow.
Are you like
Yeah,
that with like
because-
Halloween, Thanksgiving?
Yes.
You just don't
Dude,
care about
no.
anything.
Like, I love getting together with people and celebrating something, but it's
Like
usually
baby
like
Jesus?
Did your
Like,
did your
over a
family
meal,
Yeah, like at
did your
Christmas-
family celebrate it? Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you were a child? Like have
Yeah.
it like big time. Did you get like fun gifts? Did you?
sure, yeah. There was nothing like scarring. Like, it was all great. My family did great. Shout out to
But sometimes I think if
family.
anything is popular or culture tells you, you just love to hate it.
Yeah, like Enneagram. You were just saying that earlier
That's
today.
true.
Like, yeah.
I do.
That's the
I'm-
thing.
What does that mean? I'm just pretentious.
Meaning
Probably you're a
like,
3.
well, it's like,
Oh.
Just kidding.
let's say,
Savage.
Peter, you're
I'm a
the kind
10.
of person where like if you like a band and no one knows about it, you love it. But the
Oh,
moment
yeah.
if that band becomes popular, you like hate them.
That's true, but also-
not entirely. Yeah.
But not really, because my most like listened to band was Coldplay this year,
But
which
here's
is
the
really
thing.
popular. And I don't.
Alright.
I hate
No,
that. I
but-
kind
Fair
of
enough.
hate that they're popular, but I also kind of like it.
But here's the thing: in our friend circles, like they're popular, but they're not. But like, for example, you listen to. Sorry, I'm gonna throw you under this.
Stefan.
You listen to BTS, right?
I do sometimes.
But like,
BTS?
and they're
not
extremely
gonna lie.
popular. They're like a Korean or a K-pop band,
K-pop.
but they're
sounds
extremely
awesome.
popular.
They are awesome.
They're extremely popular, but in our friend circles, they're not. So you get like
no
a weird sense
Yeah,
of,
so
like-
like in our friend circle, like me and Cameron, like I get dissed all the time because the artists I like aren't like obscure enough. But when I go to hang out with anybody else, everything I'm listening to is like too weird. So
it's really interesting.
I've witnessed Peter with his North Hills friends. The guy gets dogged on nonstop.
I've started to feel kind of bad about it,
I'm about to cry.
but
I don't know
it's-
why.
I don't know.
I think it's
I
the
mean-
air
But then you just
moving.
said you're not gonna have a Christmas tree in your house, so I don't even care anymore.
Well, the Christmas tree is like the one thing that like that's nice.
Hey, can we make the cover of this podcast episode the picture of Mary Mackenzie's Christmas tree?
Yes.
Oh, I saw that today.
Oh,
No, that's-
It looked like she
I
pulled
like
a weed
it.
out
Can I-
from the ground.
but-
I like it
Can
a
I
lot.
Like
say-
an oversized weed is in her house.
I dig it.
Listen, so Cameron and Peter have been to my house. Like, it just feels home. Like, I like it. It feels homey. It feels inviting. Like, it's part of the, like, inviting people in and having them.
Why are you
I
Enjoy
like
your
it.
house.
I actually really liked it.
So you think an oversized grown weed that you pull from the ground is inviting?
I mean, once it's
There-
decorated and
yeah,
it
there's
smells
something-
good and it's very earthy
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
not commercially, like, it just is.
Okay.
And
All right.
It's not
I
perfect.
I think
Yeah.
the picture you put up was before all that.
yeah, it was.
'Cause it
Oh, the
just-
picture I put up was for sure to look ridiculous.
Oh,
And it
can we?
did.
Hey, Peter, can you do that? Can you make the?
No, that's
album
your
work?
job, Tim.
Okay, I can use Canva. See
You
what I
got
can
this.
I'll
do.
send you the pic.
All right.
I want to
Alright.
clear up one more thing
Okay.
Yeah.
before we move
Please.
on, because I just want to go on the record for saying that I'm not like tied down to the idea that I hate to the idea. I don't hate Christmas or Christmas decorations. And like whoever house I'm living at or when I get married, if I get married, like I have no objection to like Christmas decorations and like celebrating. Like I'll celebrate it
You
with
are
you.
going to marry a girl that
but-
is like all about it.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
I don't
for sure.
like that's fine with me. But like me
So what you're
personally-
saying is, if you can tolerate it, but if it were to disappear
sure.
tomorrow, you'd be fine.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Hmm.
Like I don't.
That's
That
probably
makes
a good
sense.
way to live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
tolerate
I'm
it.
glad it's on
We
a positive
approve.
note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Thanks for.
I'm sorry. I
Shut
don't.
up, Cameron.
I got your back.
You're not part of this.
Hardy man,
Thanks,
where are
Tim.
you at?
I don't like Peter right now. I'm sorry. Okay. No, I'm kidding. But
You never like.
the thing about Christmas is like it's like the one time where like everybody, like the lights and like the decorations or whatever. It's like everybody is just
Yes.
experiencing something together.
Yes.
Like when you go to Disney World together.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like just a thing. It's like it actually makes the world like look just friendlier. Does that
Yeah.
make
Oh,
sense?
that's a good
And if
point.
everybody had the attitude of like, well, for me, I don't really care, then like what changes and like
Yeah.
what's like,
No,
you
that's
know,
fair.
what's like good about it?
It adds
at
a
that point?
beautiful rhythm to our year.
I
I
really
agree.
like it. It's just like everything's coming to a close. It's like the
Yeah.
grand finale of the year.
Wow,
You
I've never
know?
heard it worded that way.
I
like-
really,
that was
I
very
really,
poetic.
Grand
really love.
finale of the year.
I really
Mm.
love Christmas. I really love the lights. I love the whole, like, it's the one holiday that I actually like. Even New Year's Eve, I don't care about that much, but like Christmas, I go all in. Like, I love it.
Isn't it interesting though that there's? How do you feel about what seems like the attack on Christmas?
What do you mean?
Well, there's just people who don't want to hear Merry Christmas. They want to hear Happy Holidays. They, like for instance, I don't know what's going on with Baby It's Cold Outside, but apparently no
yeah.
radio stations want to play that song.
I
good
think that's
reason.
There's a
dumb.
lot of-
no, not
no,
for
I-
good reason.
I
I don't
have
think
no
it's for a
idea.
good reason. I think it's
I just threw that out. Sorry.
it's
to be controversial.
Like, does that when people are like raging war? I guess you could say waging.
here's the thing.
How does that make
I
you
don't
feel?
think the language is right. Like, I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like my Christmas experience is being threatened at all. Nobody's waging war. It's like all that stuff. I don't feel like that's the right way to look at it. I just think people, I don't know, people just like getting mad about everything.
That's
It's
true.
just that everybody's just volatile, and like I'm not gonna give it the time of day.
One of the things I do love
honestly.
about Christmas is like kind of what we've been talking about in church here at North Hills lately is you could walk into Walmart and hear the gospel in song.
Yeah.
Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no other time of year where you're
It's
gonna
very
walk
it's
in.
interesting. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love that, but like I don't care if people are like, well, I don't want to listen to those songs. I'm like, you do. Like, if you want to say Happy Holidays, say Happy Holidays. If you want to say Merry
Just don't
Christmas,
say it to me.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
No, I don't care. I don't care what you say.
Like, wouldn't it be cool? So we are viewing this as, like, for the most part, collectively, we could all agree we enjoy Christmas. And so to say, that's the Tim's face. That's the goal of this, is to collectively enjoy it. And so, man, you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in Christmas, I'm gonna say Happy Holidays. Like, it's a holiday, whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody
Our
wants to
faith is-
enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
Like
That's
the
a common
goal,
ground.
like I'm never gonna say Merry Christmas if I know it'll make someone upset. You know what I mean?
No.
Like my goal is never gonna be to rile someone up or get someone irritated. Like that's just not productive.
Tim.
I'm just
I'm just looking at Tim because I know Tim's the opposite.
Oh yeah,
Well-
I have no problem purposely
Well,
getting under people's skin.
I think it's fun to just kind of like I irritate Peter all the time,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think that's fun. But like
All the
when
time.
it's
See?
actually if I actually think I'm seriously making Peter upset, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't do it to
And
be,
like if saying
mean. I
if
do
saying
it just to
Happy
be a
Holidays,
goofball.
if saying Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas will actually upset somebody, like, and I know that going into it.
I feel you.
But if somebody gets upset at me and I didn't even think about it, like it's just like a habit or whatever, you know, and somebody wants to get mad at me for that, I'm not gonna.
Alan
do
Bunn's
that.
calling me right now.
Don't answer.
Don't answer.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sorry, Bunster. Oh, here's my take on it. Number one, I am not telling my kids that Santa bought their gifts.
Because you paid for them.
That's right. I want the high fives and I want the hey, thanks, Dad. I'm totally fine if they want to think Santa's like this real dude who flies around and sees you when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake, like naughty or nice list.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine
the
with
creepy
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, if you think about it, it is like when you sing
Yeah,
that
it's
song.
weird.
it-
Sleep
Yeah.
tight.
I know
It's freaky,
I'm
bro.
totally fine if he wants to get on the computer and see where he is
Yeah.
in the world, delivering
Yeah,
all
that's
the.
fun. That
that's
stuff's
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
Like,
but he's not gonna be like, "Thanks, Santa," and like look up to the skies. I'm not
so
gonna have it.
okay. Well, okay.
I'm not
That's
gonna
fine.
have it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
won't.
sure.
But we love Christmas in the Wadsworth household.
Yeah.
And I think Rachel, we live in this little 1,500 square foot house, and I think we have 4 trees. One in like
Love it.
every bedroom. The
Dang.
kids, Judah has one. Like they're tiny.
She is on it.
Oh man, it's a lot. Like I had a shed built in our backyard just to hold all our Christmas stuff.
That's my kind of person.
I know.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
It's an interesting balance because I hate having stuff. Like I don't
Yeah.
like having stuff, but like Christmas decorations, I don't really care about. I love lights. Like I just want lights. I don't really care about the rest of the decorations. I just like putting up colorful lights in my house and then a Christmas tree. As long as I have that, I'm good.
I just love like the clippings from the Christmas trees. You just get those. And
Oh
just
yeah,
put
they're
'em
all over your house.
everywhere.
Clipping.
Yeah. So you know how they shave off the Christmas tree branches? You can just go get them for free from the
Oh, cool.
Christmas tree stands. Yeah.
I did not know that. That's good to know. Okay, so I think it's safe to say, for the most part, we are obviously pro Christmas,
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious on, but just what it's going to look like one day when you have your families, or what it looks like for you now, but more so just with kids, because like it is very against our culture. If I were to walk into a second grade classroom and just look at all of them and tell them the truth, like if I looked at them and said, "Hey kids, Santa is malarkey," like
They wouldn't know what that meant.
There would
but-
be malarkey. Sorry.
First of all,
Only people
Santa,
over 80.
Santa is total
true.
ridiculousness.
There you go.
But can I tell you, so I value kids so much. Like I am so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes like we don't do that with our second graders because we don't think they're intelligent enough or I don't know what. But I think even kids deserve respect. Like go ahead and tell them, hey, this is just a fun tradition. Like you want in, out, whatever. We're
But
going to
some
use our
people will think
imagination.
that'll ruin it.
So
Then you're just lying to your kid. I don't like that.
I see. Yeah, that's
Let's
the
treat
thing.
them like a person. How about
Yeah,
that?
I
Like
don't know.
not
Truth,
like
and they can
something
choose
smaller.
what they
and-
want to believe in.
Yes.
But see, like but I agree with that and I disagree.
Okay.
So like when I go on walks with Judah, now granted he's 4, but when I go on walks, I love that he walks up to a sewer drain, like a drainage, and goes, "Hey turtles." Like he really believes Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo live down there. And I love that he really believes that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to look at him and be like, well, here's the deal. You can make the call, bro, but they're not down there. Like, he's going to be devastated if I tell him that.
Yeah, that's the thing. If like I'm never gonna push Santa on my kids probably, but if they like have friends and they all believe in Santa, I'm not gonna be like, well.
Now, if
no.
they ask, I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, if Judah comes
Sure.
and goes, are the turtles real? Then I think it's bizarre if
Okay,
parents still
yeah.
push it.
yeah.
Like, if I were to be like, yeah. Dude,
So what if
Santa
a
is
kid?
real.
What if
Yeah.
your kid who believes in Santa, if he does, like comes up to you and says, "Is Santa coming tonight on Christmas Eve?" Will you say yeah, or will you say no? What do you say?
Oh, that's a great question. Because he's not asking if he's real or not.
He's asking if he's coming.
Oh. Mary?
You just tell them the truth. Like,
Oh,
like it wouldn't.
Mary.
It's not acceptable to lie to anybody else except for kids.
So-
which
Yes,
it feels like a
yes, I
strong
agree.
lie.
Oh, I
Lie
don't-
feels
that
like a
doesn't set
strong
well
word.
with me.
But man, Tim, kids are so great because you
smart,
can
dude.
explain to them like, hey,
I
this
feel like
is
when
a.
you say kids are so great, you're making it seem like I'm saying kids are not so great.
No, I don't think so. I just think.
No, Tim,
I
kids are
think-
so
little bit.
great.
I think. I mean, so
Yeah.
I had Asa and Asher Phillips the other day.
Those are Judah's best friends.
Love them. So great. Well, they could not. One of them wanted the lights on. One of them wanted it off. And so I think sometimes as adults, like we're really quick to just say, this is what we're doing and you're going to do it. But so I just looked at Asa and I said, Asa, what do you think we should do, buddy? And he said, he thought about it and he said, I think we should turn the lights on in the kitchen and off in the living room. Great. Like kids are, I don't know.
They're smart.
Yeah.
Like,
They're with
I
it. So
think-
let's go ahead and tell them like, hey, this is where Santa
but
came
I think
from.
you're
This
throwing the
is
baby out with the bathwater.
No, I'm all for keeping Santa and the tradition. I think it's so fun. But I don't, like, I'm probably not going to tell my 4-year-old, yeah, Santa's coming tonight. Like,
Okay, so what if, using the turtle analogy,
yeah.
what if Judah walks up and says, hey, are the turtles coming over for dinner tonight?
Yeah. I love imagination.
Do I just look at them and be like, bro, they're not coming over for dinner.
No.
They're fake. But that's what you're asking. If they say, is Santa coming tonight? You're alluding to telling them the truth.
And I'm
Well,
just thinking,
yeah.
like, they're not going to be mad at you for pushing Santa, like, later. Like, they're going to be like, wow, my parents lied to me.
But
How
then you
dare
always
they?
hear people that are like, man, if you push that Santa's real and then they find out he's fake, they're going to do the same with Jesus.
No.
I've heard that before.
That's
Whoa,
stupid.
what?
No, I have.
I just think,
like
I
if
think
you
there
push
needs to be
Santa on them
mutual.
and
But
they believe and put faith in Santa, that
Encouraging
Santa's
them
a
to
real
question
thing.
what they believe maybe is a good thing.
I guess.
You know?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what did he say?
Encouraging, well, not encourage, but I don't know.
What'd you say?
Like,
Like,
not
Encouraging them to
question what they believe
Yeah.
is probably
But
a
I
positive
think,
thing.
like, let's just treat kids like they're people and not like they're little mini
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
things to be.
I don't know, because they're only little for so long. They have their whole lives
But
to,
Tim,
to
like,
be an adult.
I
To
am
be
not
cynical.
saying, I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
they have their whole lives to be miserable like us. Like, let them have fun.
They
Like
can
I'm
still
all
have
for
fun.
fun. I'm all for imagination, but let's just I don't know.
Wow.
Let's treat them like human beings.
This is why Jesus hasn't given me kids. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
you
don't
will be
know.
a phenomenal mom.
you're sweet."
You're going to kill it. How come you've never babysat my kids?
You never asked me.
Ooh.
I feel like
Ooh.
you're too good. Not like you've never made us feel this way. I just feel like if I were to ask you, that'd be like, man, she's like, we can just go get Lexi Walker. Like trying to get Mary McKenzie is like, I don't know. I feel like,
Wow.
yeah.
Tim, you've never
Can I
asked
tell
me to
you?
babysit your
Oh,
kids.
that's true.
I bet my kids would love you. I remember when Judah fell asleep in your lap in our backyard
Yeah.
around a fire. He has never done that
Yeah.
with many people, only like a handful.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you're in like an elite group.
That's cool.
Okay, so shifting gears. So apparently y'all are going to have kids, and if they ask you at 5, where do babies come from? You're going to sit there and just tell them.
Totally.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait,
Whoa,
great.
whoa, hang on.
Why are you not starting that conversation in an age-appropriate way when they're asking?
You think it's appropriate? Hold on. You think it's appropriate to tell a 5-year-old about the birds and the bees?
In an age-appropriate way, yes,
Oh yeah, for sure.
for sure.
No, I agree.
So what do you tell a 5-year-old age appropriate?
Do you know that
Actually,
average?
let's keep it PG.
Well, if it's for a 5-year-old, it's going to be PG, right?
They can't even comprehend it.
No, they can.
They're
I
little.
think they can.
They're smart, dude.
Dude,
Oh, I'm getting angry. I'm in a rage.
no,
getting
this is
angry
good. This is the point of the podcast. We got to disagree. It's good.
Colliding.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
Forward.
I mean,
No.
okay.
Wait,
Well, I'm
I
not
just-
gonna tell them like what's the stereotype? The
What are you gonna do?
a magic stork brings the baby when the mommy and daddy
Guys,
are ready or something.
I remember being afraid at 5 years old that I was going to get pregnant. Like it was a legitimate
What?
fear.
No, my
because
sister was
I
the same
asked
way.
my parents about it and they wouldn't, like they didn't really explain it. Like it had something to do with sleeping and I was like, I sleep all of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Am I
very
gonna have a baby?
confusing.
No, that's
See
weird.
how,
yeah.
okay, it's interesting because I just have boys, so I've never really thought of the perspective of a little girl
Yeah.
with it all.
Yeah, I think boys, maybe it's different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But for girls,
I was
we've
wondering
got a
the
lot
same
of
thing.
fears about it.
Like,
for
About
real.
how you were going to get pregnant?
Yeah, if I sleep, am I gonna get
Oh,
pregnant?
for
You?
crying out loud.
Wait,
yeah.
you?
This podcast has taken a turn.
Should we move on to
Peter
the
is saying
spirit?
the weirdest things in this podcast. Yeah, I hate Christmas and I'm scared I'm gonna get pregnant, and that's just where I'm at.
And you think you're popular. This is what's
I never said I think I'm popular. Cameron said that. I never said that.
So I'm going to give a small commercial before we shift gears. I saw Aquaman last night at the Cherrydale Regal Cinemas,
Big up, Cherry.
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this podcast, go see Aquaman because it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Dude, we can't like just give stuff away. Like they gotta pay us to say that. If we just like say like promote stuff and like shout out, we're never gonna get a sponsor.
No, but we're saying,
I'm
hey,
just
we're willing to
promoting it.
shout things out.
Yeah.
We're willing
Go
to
see
sell out
Aquaman.
if you
It
want
was
a sponsor.
incredibly, like there was hardly any cursing, no nudity at all. Like
You know,
most of those types of movies have nudity or horrible language or innuendos.
they
No,
don't.
they never
no
have
Marvel
bad
movie has
language.
nudity or bad language.
No.
in it. Except for Deadpool, but that's like the point.
Yeah,
that
that's
one's
rated
awful.
R.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen. I saw one of them and fell asleep. right in the
Don't
middle, in the
worry about
theater.
it.
No, I don't blame
they're
you.
not
I used
good.
to be that way.
They're all the same movie.
But
I don't- yeah,
I
they
totally
might-
people are gonna
recommend
hate me for
Aquaman.
saying that, but they're all the
It
same
was really
movie.
good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
All
glad.
right. Now, commercial is done.
Okay.
I think it would be a great thing to end this podcast for us. We talked last podcast about ways that we try and hear from the Spirit as we sit in God's presence. Like maybe each of us could take 2 or 3 minutes and talk about ways that you have learned to listen to the Lord and know what is correct and what is incorrect. Because I've always asked that question, like, is this just my
Yeah.
flesh? Is this
Yeah.
just my brain thinking these things? Am I just hungry?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Because we are embodied souls. So, Peter, I would love to start with you. What are ways, how are we doing with time? It's 4:23.
Okay.
I got 20 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
good. We have 20 minutes. Perfect.
Guys, this podcast is about to get lit.
There's no way we're going to do this in 20 minutes, but
No.
how do you hear from the Spirit?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
Because I didn't even, not, okay. So I didn't even know it was possible, really. Like, until, like, a year ago. Like, if somebody come up and told me, like, yeah, I hear from God, like, he just tells me stuff, I would have been like, nah. That's just, like,
How
your
long
mind.
ago?
Like,
A
a
year.
year, literally.
Mercy.
Yeah. Maybe a year and a half.
So this is, you know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so But so I went to Bethel and one of their
What is Bethel?
conferences. It's a church out in Redding, California.
Okay.
And so they had a healing conference with Randy Clark, who's a big healer dude. And so that was like my first exposure to like any of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Like I didn't even realize like a year before that people were still getting healed today. Like I was like, no, that's dead.
Yeah.
And maybe it sometimes happens, but I never
Wow.
hear about it, which I hadn't ever heard about it.
Yeah.
And then I went to this conference and people are getting healed left and right. And like legit,
Wow.
like I'm watching this happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa,
Like what
This is
types of
real.
healings?
man, everything. Like, I'm trying to remember. What's that thing in your knee that like,
Kneecap,
breaks apart and you have to get
ligament.
Your ACL.
ACL? Yeah, like people with torn ACLs, like that couldn't walk, that had like a brace on, like took their
What do you
brace
say
off.
to the people that think it's like a Benny Hinn, it's faked, it's rigged?
I mean, you can't, like, once you see it in person, you can't argue with that.
You saw the X-rays?
I mean, I saw them taking off. I mean, if you want to go there, okay.
No,
But,
because
I
there's
mean,
probably people
you see
listening
him-
to this.
Well, so like
No,
you
that's-
see him taking
that's
off
true. It's fair.
braces.
It's fair.
And like just running around. And what's the point? I get like
Sorry, what I pictured in my head, like they were in like these huge knee, not bracelets. What are they called?
braces.
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 Yeah,
That's what I just
Casts.
said.
Huh, yeah.
Casts.
And then they take them off and they just run around. Like
Yeah.
to
That's
show.
literally what happened.
Wow.
No,
to
I
several
believe it,
people.
dude.
And like, I mean, obviously,
But your dad went to a conference and somebody prayed for his hearing.
yeah,
That-
and he did get way better
Yeah.
at hearing. And I
Yeah.
could like testify
He
to
can
that.
hear me even, which
Yeah, which is crazy. And I think, I mean, it's a hard thing because a lot of people say it's fake because there are people that are gifted in it and they don't know how to steward the gift well. Like they get it
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do with it a lot of times, or they like just abuse it and like they have power and they just want to get rich or something.
Right. They distort something good.
And like hearing about it is something completely different from like being at a conference yourself and like watching it like right there. Yeah, so that was my first thing, which isn't exactly about hearing from the Spirit. But I mean, it was all part of like learning and growing. And then I started talking to Mary about it after I came back.
Did you
And-
guys go together?
yeah. Yep.
Yep. And so I was like, so what is this about? Like, can I hear from God? And at first it was mostly just to like figure out my life plan. Like, I'm like, okay, God, just tell me how to do life, or like not how to do life, but rather like what to do with my life. And so what I didn't realize though was that like, I think God is less concerned with, like what you're going to do with your life as much as he is like you knowing him. And
No,
so
that's huge.
Yeah.
and so
totally.
like what God wanted to tell me wasn't like you need to go to college and graduate and be in this like field forever. It was like, do you want to know who I am? Like I can show you like parts of me. And for a while I was like persistent that I didn't hear from God because I never had, until I realized that like me saying I don't hear from God is just putting me in a box. And so if I say I don't hear from God, I'm basically like prophesying that over myself. I'm saying like I can't and I never will.
Yeah.
And so I don't even have the opportunity to. And so once I realized that, I was like, whoa, I can hear from God. And since then, like it hasn't been audible voices. There haven't been audible voices, but it definitely has been like thoughts I have that I'm like, this isn't from me. I couldn't have thought
or
of this.
feeling.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
dude,
all the time.
Totally.
Feelings for
totally.
sure.
And I know that's like a tricky word to use because so much of my teaching is like following Jesus isn't a feeling or an emotion.
Right.
Because you do have those kids who are sitting there in worship and it's almost like when people say it just doesn't feel like Christmas.
Well, and I would say
Sure.
like it's not only a feeling.
Oh,
Correct.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't
totally,
have-
totally.
Can't throw the baby out with the
Right,
bathwater.
But
Yeah.
you can't
Right.
have like one or the other. Like you need both. And God
Yes.
is
Yep, I
absolutely
agree.
supposed to be experienced.
Yes.
Like he wants us to experience it.
Yes.
This is
Totally.
good.
Yeah.
This will
Totally.
preach.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing you said was God isn't like a magic 8 ball,
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
our greatest desire is just to God knows us and just to get to know Him.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
like
feel like everything else will take care of itself once you go down that road.
Yes.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
like knowing the Father and then also the character of Jesus too. Like Jesus displayed the perfect example of like how to do life. So if you want to know, I mean, all those things come, like what you're going to do with your life
Totally.
once you know the character of Jesus. So
It's almost like when Peter Hubbard, like one of his catchphrases that he's known for is "Love God, do what you want."
Yep.
Mhm.
Totally.
And if you don't like, if you just hear that at face value, it's like what? You know? It
yeah,
can
I
get
mean, I
real
heard that and I
distorted
didn't understand when I first read
Right.
it.
But it's
But-
almost like, man, you have such freedom in that.
Yeah.
No.
Love God with
dude.
all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then the rest, it's like, choose whatever school you want to
No.
go to. Like you can't ruin.
Totally.
Mhm.
People think religion and Christianity like blocks out aspects of life and like narrows your experience of life, but it like gives you so much freedom to just like experience a better life. Like that's what a relationship with Jesus did for me. Like it's freedom. It's not like there's no chains like in
Well, it gives you purpose beyond.
Totally,
Man, if
yeah.
I don't marry the right person or go to the right school or live in the right city,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
miss it.
not.
No way. Like when I get
Isn't
to
that awesome?
eternity, yeah. I
How many
can't
people are
miss it.
paralyzed by that though?
And I
So
think
many
especially
people.
our generation, because there's so many choices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think instead of like, we feel like that's going to give us freedom, but no, man, when I choose just Jesus, that's what really opens up the door.
The ripple effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
man.
choose
It makes
all these
me-
other things.
Totally.
Yeah, it makes me think of Jonah too.
Hmm.
Like Jonah made poor decision after poor decision, ran from God, tried to commit suicide rather than obey God.
Yeah.
And like all of that got him to the exact place God wanted him. You know, like I
Yeah.
don't know, I just keep thinking
Yeah.
of Jonah, like he was in a position where it seemed broken, made poor decisions. There's no fixing
Yeah.
this, but it was exactly what God wanted to get him to go
Yeah.
or do what he wanted.
Yeah, dude.
And we're a generation, I mean my generation at least, is just a generation that's so paralyzed and terrified of doing it wrong or like making the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Like if I don't go to college, I won't have a good life. Or if I
Yeah.
do go to college, I won't have a good life because I'll be in debt.
Yeah.
Like it's one or the other.
I think college is going to be extinct in 10,
Oh, my
15
kids won't
years.
even. Yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean, I'm
it's
not.
almost extinct now.
I don't
No, I
know.
don't know that.
Not,
but-
I mean, not
No,
really, but
I'm-
there are just a lot of people.
It's yeah.
You know, here's my, and I'm not trying to get rabbit trail, but here's my prediction on college.
okay.
Trade school in the next 5-10 years is going to go through the roof.
I don't
Because
doubt
like
it.
when kids grow up, you don't hear kids say like, I want to be a plumber. I want to be an electrician.
No.
I want to be I don't know, whatever else is kind of a trade. Like I want to work on cars. Like we've always put this, you can be whatever you want, shoot for the stars. And so what's happened is like there's now a shortage of all of these trades in like modern day now.
Oh, totally.
So in
Yeah.
like 10 years, electricians, plumbers, garbage men, like they're going to get paid bank
Oh, yeah.
because there's going to be such a huge shortage.
Mhm.
And it's like, I can go to a 2-year, not even 2, I could probably go to a year at Greenville Tech
Yeah.
and make bank. Where before you thought if you needed to make bank, you had to go to college.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right on.
And I
Yeah,
think
dude.
college is going to take a huge hit because a lot of these people who are doing those jobs now are older. Like you don't see a lot of Caleb Shears doing electrical
No,
work.
there's no. I mean, it's pretty rare to see like somebody under the age of 30
Yeah.
doing electrical or plumbing.
Anyways, there you go. Okay, so back to
Yep.
Hearing from the Spirit. Mary, I want you to kind of spin off of what Peter was saying.
Yeah.
And we probably only have a few more minutes.
Yeah.
And then Cameron and I can maybe talk a little bit more about it
Yeah, dude.
next time, episode 4.
Yeah.
But
Heck yeah.
what are ways that you intentionally hear from the Spirit? What? I didn't make any face.
He didn't. I think I'm in a season right now where I really hear from the Spirit, and I don't want it to, like, I was actually talking to my girls today. We're at lunch, and I was telling them stories, and I thought it would be encouraging to them, and it was discouraging because they're like, well, we don't hear him like that.
Oh, right.
So I had a friend 5 or 6 years ago, and she would pray for the Father to give her flowers. She got them all of the time from the most random places. So I thought, I love flowers. Like, I'm going to start asking the Father for them. Well, I had a friend that would give me flowers every Valentine's Day and birthday. And when the year I started praying for flowers, not only did I not get them, but he stopped sending them. Like, it was the weirdest thing. And like, that was just a season for a long time. And probably 2 years ago, started really hearing from the Spirit and just very specific. So I'll say, like, about that, like, there's this saying, it says, there's nothing in nature that blooms all year long, so don't expect yourself to do so either. So there are seasons when I think we're really hearing the Spirit and seasons when we're not. But I would say the purpose of hearing the Spirit is to love people well, to know the Father better.
Yeah.
And everything that I've heard the Spirit say has been to love somebody well. And even, like, have just heard him say some specific things about other people. And I think it can get dangerous to go in and say, like, the Spirit said, da 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 da. But
Right.
one, to say, is this person going to leave feeling seen and loved at the end of this conversation? And that doesn't mean that it needs to be fluffy or that you can't say hard things. I think people can say hard, heavy things in a way that you still walk away feeling loved and seen. Like, I think we all have people in our lives that do that for us. And I think to just preface it with, I'm practicing hearing from the Spirit.
Yeah.
And so it's not a
Wow.
definite, God said, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to.
Dude, yeah.
I mean,
Well, and if people do that,
yeah,
then I think it's always going to line up with Scripture.
yeah,
And like I was taught at a young age, we would say, I receive that or I reject that.
yeah,
And I would have people speak words, or like I would have people say, I have a word from the Lord
yeah,
for you.
yeah,
And as I would listen to it, the first question I would ask myself is, does this honor the authority of God's word?
yeah,
And if it does, then I would take that and process it with God.
yeah,
Yeah.
And even if it did line up with Scripture, it didn't always mean I would receive it.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, you could come up to me and say, you need to go to college.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that doesn't agree nor disagree with Scripture.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that I would say, okay, well, thanks. Now, I can take that and go process it with Dad
Yeah,
or Papa.
yeah,
But there'd be many times that people would say things, and I'm just like, in my spirit, I would say, I reject that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do
Totally.
that.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that that's a sweet thing about God that I'm learning is that he's a God of choices. He's not a God that there's, Jesus is the narrow way, but once we get in, it's really wide.
Yeah.
And
That's
so-
deep right there. That's tweetable.
I'm very sure I did not come up with that.
I'm tweeting that later.
Okay.
But for that to be an understanding, like, I got Jesus. So Psalm 84:11, no good thing does he withhold from those that love him and walk righteously. Well, Jesus makes me walk righteously. Jesus produces love in me for him. So no good thing am I going to miss. Well, how can we say that if we're constantly, like, there are hard things that happen that it's like, man, that looks good, and we're saying no to it.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying no good thing does he withhold, because at no point in time does he withhold himself.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing the Spirit, is this giving me more of God? Or is this pulling me away from God? So I try to make decisions, like if the Spirit says, like, hey, this is a good idea, and it's something that draws me closer to Dad, like, yeah, I'm all in. And I know that I have the freedom to say no, because he's never going to withhold himself
That's good.
from me.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So there's a lot of freedom, and he just talks, and he talks to us. Like I was telling Peter and Cameron a story this morning, and it's like anybody else he had said that specific thing to, it wouldn't have meant anything to, but he knew me, and he knew when he said that to me, like that would be a big deal.
Yeah. And that's big. It's like I spent a long time in high school trying to have other people's experiences of God,
Yeah.
you know, and just not focusing on like how God speaks to me
Yeah.
as an individual.
Yeah.
And that's been like this whole year, 2018.
And I think
that
too,
out.
like we were talking about the Enneagram today, which I hated until about 2 weeks ago.
I've never done it.
I've never done
Don't
either.
explain it.
I won't.
I don't want to know. I like.
But
being
I
ignorant.
think that it's so valuable to know ourselves. I think in Christianity, it's easy to push out into other people, like I'm going to serve you and be for you,
For
which
sure.
is
Great,
so
yeah,
in the kingdom. But also, I want to know me. And like for me, I'm a deep feeler and I'm a big emotions person. And so just knowing that, how does that help me? Well, like there's a huge weakness in me being able to think things through. So I'm going to go find thinkers and just surround myself with them. And our experience of the Spirit kind of bring that together and say like, I'm feeling this deeply. And then you can come in and say, you know, I thought about that and that's crazy. And just
So you're a
this-
verbal processor.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
way.
yeah. And there's lots of emotion
Which gets
in
me
it.
also in a
and-
lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not a verbal processor. I'm
Yeah,
pretty-
but like
I'm
how
pretty
helpful is
good.
it to you for somebody that can come along and say, is this what you're thinking, and put it into words?
Yeah,
And
no,
give your
super
thoughts
helpful.
power.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
When that happens, it's really encouraging.
So I think the Spirit, like there's a lot, like when we hear from him, people are going to be loved. I'm going to know Jesus better, and I'm going to do it in community.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. But yeah, because God is so big, like we need other people with
Yeah.
different perspectives to fully experience Him.
Yeah. And there's no fear of
Enneagram,
missing
huh?
out.
I'm gonna do this by the time we have our next podcast.
Can we
No, you
do a
won't.
podcast on that?
in
Enneagram?
Strength Finders?
Oh, Peter hates
Maybe
that.
we can
He
have
doesn't
Ross
want to-
Robinson join.
You know,
yeah.
that'd be great, actually.
That'd be
That'd
cool.
be cool.
That-
Let me guess. You don't want to do it because everyone else has done it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to
You
be in a
make me
box.
so
You know,
No,
Peter-
okay, hold on.
No,
hold
Peter,
on.
this is
That
going to
was
be an
kind of a
opportunity.
I am not doing anything
Yeah.
like that because culture says I
No,
should.
this
Yes,
is good
that's
to
how I talk,
overcome that
Tim.
place.
Oh no, that was
in
my
you.
nerd voice.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You don't sound like that.
Oh,
That's nice.
You
Tim.
did. 6th grade Peter
Oh.
did though when he was 11.
I miss 6th
Hey,
grade
guys.
Peter's voice.
Peter here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
You should do it.
No, we all should. I think it'd be good for
Enneagram?
you to do it.
Yeah.
I'll
no-
probably do it. I just enjoy like I'm seeing it like go viral right now. Like everybody's talking about it. Maybe
Yeah.
not viral.
No, it's
And
crazy.
there,
Whatever.
there is this
Is it free?
annoying thing where people will look and be like, well, you're doing that because you're a 7. Or
I hate that.
you're
I
a
don't like
5.
that.
I
I hate
can't
that.
deal
Yeah.
with that.
I
But
agree.
it is helpful to walk
Mary,
in
didn't
and
you tell
know.
me that today?
I was joking.
Uh-huh.
That was
Okay.
yeah. That was.
Peter, yeah.
So I know what our topic is going to be for episode 4.
Do you?
So I want our listeners to be thinking of this, and I want you 3 to be thinking of this. You got me thinking, like when there's things that you do. The way I heard it in my head was there are times we need to love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now that could be a true or false question, but when Scripture says love your neighbor as you love yourself, what does that mean?
Totally.
Oh man, there's a lot.
There's a lot
I
there.
want to talk about that.
Is it self-righteous, narcissistic to love yourself?
Mm.
How
yeah,
can you do
I
that
got
in
some stuff.
humility?
Yeah.
Like, what
Okay.
are things like you could
No.
say, man, I need to love myself well, so I need to understand who Mary is.
Yeah.
In order to love others, I need to take time and figure out who am I. That's loving myself well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to talk about in episode 4, which is coming
Let's
up
do
soon.
it.
So we're signing off. Let's recap real quick. Peter hates Christmas.
Peter hates
Okay.
Christmas, and he's worried he's
I
gonna
don't-
get pregnant.
Yeah, Peter, you're not. Just chill. You're not going to get pregnant.
Relax.
Are you
Pete.
serious?
And I'm going to listen to Baby It's
No
Cold
way.
Outside in my car driving home
Yep.
after this. Why?
You do you.
And because you're gonna enjoy it.
Well, I don't even know the lyrics. Actually, I am not promoting
Yeah.
this song until I listen to
Yeah, I
what it
wouldn't.
says.
Yeah,
I
good
mean,
work,
Yeah, I
Tim.
don't know. I think.
All right, well,
Blindly
signing off,
promoting, yeah.
Mary McKenzie, Peter Shearer, Cameron Hardyman, and Tim Wadsworth, and we say Merry
Bazinga.
Christmas
Merry-
Eve.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Oh,
holidays.
Mary.
Merry Xmas.
Xmas.
Happy
Happy Hanukkah.
I'm one of those Xmas guys.
Oh, yeah.
Jubilee.
Happy Boxing Day. Christmas is
Easter.
over.
But,
Adios.
uh,